Hey guys, Luke and I'm here to do another video, and this one's going to be on a brand new game that's just been released now. I've done a few videos beforehand, sort of hyping up a little bit, sort of saying what to be expected, and did a series beforehand on like a previous version. I don't think it's like, I think it is associated, but it wasn't like officially done or anything. But here is an officially licensed rugby league team manager game, and it's by Alternative Software, and I believe it was by the same people who probably ended up making those previous ones that I did. But anyways, I thought we'd just go and have a look at the game. Now, it retails, I got it off Steam, it had like a 5% sale, it was like $35 US, something like that. So I think it probably equates to about 42 Australian, and I'm not sure how many pounds it is or whatever. You have to do conversion, that sort of stuff. But anyways, so Northern Hemisphere's all the English sort of clubs, but I don't really know too much about English clubs, so probably not worth me sort of commenting on it too much, because I don't really know any players or anything. But NRL, I had to go through and I used the editor because it didn't appear that the NRL clubs had been done, and I think that could be due to the fact that I think it was only supposed to be like a UK sort of release at this stage. Australia not really in it, but I went in and got it anyways and updated it, and maybe I can find somewhere where I can upload the squads or whatever, but it took me a little while. I kept saving over accidentally. But if we do a little overview or whatever, look at the ratings for the main squads. Does it seem right? Maybe it doesn't. Let me find it. Okay, all NRL clubs. So we share the averages, so you can look at the teams. If you got 3 stars. So yeah, Rabbitohs got the best squad. Warriors got a very strong squad. Manly got a strong squad. Storm, that's pretty much just due to they've got a few standout players. Let's look at Manly for instance. So go to their main squad. Now let's change the display. So Foreign was rated really high. Cherry Evans was rated even higher. They're both rated like 96 or whatever. Sort of change the stats. It was really hard to do the stats because there's no things like step and there's acceleration, pace, trying to think of the others, like strength and a few things like that, but and kicking and all that sort of stuff. But because Foreign, he's pretty versatile, you know, he's pretty big. He can play in a lot. Actually, I've loaded the wrong one. These are the default squads. Haven't even loaded my squad. Let's have a look. Editor slot. So let's take a look and have a load of my one. They were the default ones, but if you're 4 and a 96, let's have a look. What was my one? Let's have a look. All NRL clubs. Let's see how I had them rated. Okay. So Cowboys are very strong. Rabbitohs very strong. Roosters strong. Penrith got a pretty strong squad when fully done. Bulldogs got a strong squad. Manly and Storm a little bit below. Let's look. Worst teams, probably the Eels on this, and the Sharks. I think that was just due to the fact that and Raiders as well. I just pretty much did all like the known players. I didn't bother with any like sort of fringe players or anything like that, except for like the Bulldogs, so they know who they are. Let's have a look at the Cowboys. Actually, we'll go back and we'll do Manly because that's who we're originally going to do. So we'll go all NRL clubs. So let's go to their main squad. They do have reserve grade, which is quite good on this. Though the ratings are a little bit off, but you can fix that yourself if you want. So yeah, I put Jamie Lyon as their best player, Foreign down to 93, Cherry Evans down. And basically the reason Lyon's so high is because he can, because he can play 5'8" and center. So it takes into account like the 5'8" sort of ratings as well. So he's a good goal kicker. He can do little kicks as well. So it takes into account that sort of stuff. That's why the forwards aren't rated as high, because obviously they don't kick or anything. There's no specific stats for each sort of forward thing. Although I did notice, some forwards didn't have any stats the stats are really low for some stuff, and the backs really low for some things, but I decided to just come up with my own ones. Yeah, there's a few people you could probably say could be higher. Burgess, Jake Trbojevic, whatever. I did change his stats up a fair bit, but obviously he's a 20-year-old. I don't know him that much. He'll get better, and also like a 42 rated. That's like, it's not that low for a prop. It's actually pretty decent for a prop. What else? Styling I changed. Bureau made a bit better. Ballon was only like 50 or 60 rated or something before, so changed him. Hiku was in the 90s beforehand. Changed him down to an 81. I don't think he's that good. Steve Maddai was really crap before. Brett Stewart, about the same. Changed his speed a little bit, made him a bit faster. And Cherry Evans, Kieran Foran brought them down a little bit. In terms of the Bulldogs, because I'm pretty familiar with them, I didn't want to like overdo it, but I think this is kind of okay, hopefully. So we got Josh Morris, 87, because he's got power, he's a good defender, and he's got speed as well. James Graham, probably the highest prop in the game for me, like on this, and this is due, you might say bias, but I think it's just how the rating system is done, because he's a good defender, he's pretty good in attack, he's a workhorse, plus he's pretty skillful for a big guy, so he's got all that going for him. Maybe for feeder might be up there as well. I'll have a check in a second. Brett Morris, not as good as Josh Morris on the game, and I think it's just due to the fact because he's more of winger slash fullback, whereas like he doesn't have all like the skills, whatever. He's more of a finisher, more of just going into gaps and that sort of stuff. Eastwood has lots of skills, so I'm pretty happy with Eastwood. He's a really good player, very underrated, I think. Josh Reynolds, it's hard to do. Hodgkinson and Reynolds and that, didn't want to have him too high. Looks like Josh Reynolds, it probably is a little bit too high for Josh Reynolds, but I don't really know what just determines the overall attributes. I don't know how they do it. They just get an average or what, because I just thought I did what he did. Like, he's not super fast or anything. He isn't particularly a good kicker or anything. He's just got put him as high aggression, and high like contacting tackles, like heavy contact or whatever, because he goes in pretty hard. Clemmer pretty high. Yeah, you can pretty much see what I'm doing. Umbai just there, had to put him up. Laffey, Pritchard, Curtis Rayner should be a good winger for this. A fair few players. And I've got a fair few Titan supporters, so I'll show this. And I mean, I suppose it's maybe a little bit low for some of these guys. Greg Bird's up pretty high. Caesar was low to start off with, I put him high. Josh Hoffman was like one of the best players in the game for some reason. Like, he was in like the world class category, and I like Josh Hoffman, but he's not world class at this stage. Nate Miles, that's pretty good for a lock slash a prop. He's more of a prop, but I put him as a lock as well. I think that's pretty good. 69 rated. Dave Taylor, he's very skillful, so it's hard to sort of judge some of these players like Dave Taylor. James Roberts, I put him just as fast as you can on the game. LG, I think that's pretty decent, pretty realistic, I suppose, compared to some of the main teams. They got a lot of youngsters. They'll come good. You can do reserve grade. They have also got all this sort of stuff. There you go. You got reserve grade. All those sides are there. They're not real people, I don't think, because this is where New South Wales Cup's supposed to be. But New South Wales Cup is actually, or like whatever reserve grade team they've got. So if we just go to the Bulldogs again, they're in the academy. So you can see the academy. The only problem is there's a few people who are in there twice, and they've got different attributes than that. So Tarzi, some Bulldogs people might know these guys. Cam Brennan, David Minute, I think he's also. Oh, there's someone else in the main squad. See Tyre Phillips, who's played first grade, 1 rated. That's pretty funny. Lloyd Perrott, 2 rated. He's played a few first grade games. That's probably a good thing because we don't want double ups. But SCSE also played first grade and he was quite good. Sean Lane, meant to do short lane, but I forgot him. Maybe I can do that some other time, but yeah, probably not for the next series. I will be doing a proper series on this like I did last time. Well, when I say last time, I mean on like the previous ones that were like not official or anything, just like a sort of muck around one. Yeah, we'll be doing a series. You can leave in the comment suggestions, although I've already sort of got a team pick, but it would be nice to just see what your thoughts are, and if there's like an overwhelming response for like a certain team or anything, I might just change it or something, I don't know. But it probably will be the Canberra Raiders. But we'll get into that another time. But this is where the video is going to end. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. Hopefully you can leave a like, subscribe to my channel, come back and watch all my other stuff. Also, checking me out for news on Rugby League Live 3 if it comes out anytime soon. And just any other videos to do on that, as well as this game. Thank you for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.